home market garden at Leave Me Alone, I'm Busy Farming. I'm applying market garden techniques to my home market garden. So today I'm working in the greenhouse. These are Birdie's raised garden beds where again I'm practicing the market garden techniques. Compost, organic fertilizer. I have lots of lettuce seedlings, different varieties. I have some Carmen sweet peppers. I have some fig tree cuttings. A lot of basil that I need to get planted in. Here's some Romaine lettuce. I've got cuttings from my rosemary tree. You can see how nice the roots are. Time to pot these up. And what else do we have here? I've got right over here collard greens. I need to get these out of here. They're just sitting in pots and I have to get these planted in my market garden outside. What I'm doing right now is I wanted to just go over a technique I use to set up a trellis with a string for my tomato plants. This is one that was a gift for someone. Unfortunately, their schedule is not allowing them to come get it. And I want to get it in my Birdie's raised garden bed. I have one over here. I'll put this here, and then in between I'll do some basil up front and a little bit of lettuce. So let me go ahead and show you how I'm going to plant my tomato plant. And these are Roma tomato plants, by the way. What I like to do when I'm setting my tomato plants into my Birdie's raised garden beds is one of the purlings on the upper part of the greenhouse, I've secured my string for the trellis. I'm going to get an approximate location. I'm going to dig my hole for the tomato plant. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bury the bottom of the string under the tomato plant. And that will secure the string for the trellis. Oh, I have nice earthworms. Here we go. Look at this. Right here. Look at that. Whoa, he's very active. Means he's happy. Let me move these lettuce seedlings out of the way. Now, when I plant my tomato plants, I want to get them down where I can bury some of the stem. So I want to dig myself a nice hole deeper than what I need, and then I can backfill a little bit. Now I'm going to put just a little bit of organic fertilizer down in the bottom. I'll put a little soil back over this. And speaking of soil, look at how nice this is. Really, really good soil. There's my tag. Now I'm going to leave this stake in here all tangled up. Let's see what the root system looks like, how root bound this is or not. Let's see what we've got here. Yep, it's definitely bound a little bit. You can see the roots. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull a few of these loose. It should still be fine. Again, this should have been transplanted a while ago. Now, let me get to the bottom of my string. Let's see where we're at here depth-wise. Let me get my string down in the bottom. And there we go. I would have liked to have gone down just a little bit deeper. Now, I'm going to take a little more fertilizer and come around the base of the plant. I do want to get my string. Okay, that looks fairly level. Okay. Now I'm just bringing my soil back in. And I'm going to lightly press down. All right. Now I'm going to come back in just a few minutes and I'll water this in. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take my clip. These are plastic clips. It pinches the string right here. Now I'm going to go ahead and secure this. Now, I do have some lower branches I want to remove. Get rid of those. And I did wipe this with alcohol before. And I have a sucker right here. Whoops, took one too many branches, but I want to get rid of this lower sucker. And there's a little one starting to grow right here. I'm just going to pinch that out and remove it. Now, I do have more clips. I'm going to go ahead and grab one more clip. And we'll go ahead and secure this plant in one more spot right here. And you can see I already have flowers. I've been hand pollinating these. And I'll show you that real quick. I'll come along here. Now again, I'm going to water this in just a minute. And pollinate, you can see I already have some fruit starting to form. So I'll have a Roma tomato plant here, one here. And I'm going to go ahead, I've got some romaine lettuce here. I'm going to try and interplant a basil in here. So let's take a look at that. You know, I do want to mention that last night we hit, I don't know, a low of maybe 52. And no need to put the heaters on. I have two heaters over there. But already during the day it heats up so quickly in the greenhouse. That's why everything's thriving. Now, I've got several basil plants. These are a Genovese. I planted two last week right here. I do have some beautiful spinach. That bed is loaded with spinach. I'm going to go ahead and pick a spot here where I can put a basil plant in. And I think, let's see here, if I move this, see, I've got quite a bit of stuff here that it's going to get planted. This is the collard greens I talked about, and I'm going to head outside in just a little bit, and I'll show you where I'm going to be putting my collard greens. So, what I'm going to do, I have one, two, I'll put my third basil plant right here. Okay, and same thing, I'm going to dig down a little bit carefully. I don't want to hurt any of those nice worms. Okay, and again, I'm going to put just a little fertilizer down at the bottom. There's plenty of worms down there. This soil is so fertile. And those worms really are beneficial. I'm going to go ahead and plant this one because I've got a lot of roots coming out of the bottom. Alright, these were all started from seed. Nice roots. Let's get this in the ground. We're in the birdies raised garden bed, I should say. Not necessarily in the ground. And I have to say, just touching the plant, the fragrance, it just smells so good. I've started making a lot of pesto. I've put them on my Neapolitan style pizzas. And we've been using it with some brown rice pasta. Alright, so there's another basil plant. I'm going to do one more. I have the space, so I want to take advantage of these plants. I've got to get them planted. A little fertilizer. And as soon as I finish up with this, we will head out. Hey, there's Primo. We will head outside to the home market garden. Again, nice roots coming out of the bottom. Get this out without damaging too much of those roots. Now this one's root bound quite a bit more. Let me fix some of these roots. And we'll get it down in here. And now I've got 4 basil plants right in here. A little more fertilizer. We'll go ahead and water these in just a minute. It smells so good. Okay. I think that's good. Okay. I need to rinse these out. You could see the first one I just planted was in a little bit bigger pot. It didn't get root bound quite as much. I'll wash these out and we'll get some other stuff planted in there. All right. I'll come back in just a few minutes and then we'll head outside. Well, I think that should give you a pretty good overview of what it's like to partially turn over a bed replanted. And turn over the bed's probably not a good choice of words. It's basically, what did I do to amend this home market garden bed, this small section where I had broccoli, for the next planting? First of all, I cut my broccoli plants out. I left the roots. You saw that I used my broad fork. Then I came back and I used some organic fertilizer, a thin layer of compost. You saw me use my tilther to amend it into that top 2 inches of soil. And then I came back with my 30-inch rake. Now, I had to be careful because I do have some onions on either side of the bed. So again, this was not ideal. Ideally, you have a clear path the whole way, the whole 30 inches. I'm trying to salvage these onion plants. Now, I planted 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 8 collard greens. I have 6, 7, 8 types of lettuce, romaine, and another one that's a mixed greens like I have up here. I had 4 beets, and I had 6 escarole plants. Now, not the ideal time to be planting some of this other than the collards, because we're again January 14th. However, I have the seedlings. I figured I'd put them in the ground. I have my row cover hoops reinstalled. I have cut out already my row cover material. I need to bend up 3 more pieces of the conduit to have the 20-foot beds ready for any cold weather conditions. For the next week, approximately, we don't have any threat of a frost. So probably by the end of this week, I'll pick up 3 more sections of pipe, bend them, and I'll have everything set up like this. And again, I didn't have to remove but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections. Really easy. They went right back in. I probably should have marked where the holes were. I didn't think about that. This is new to me. This is the first time having to take these hoops off. Anyway, everything's warded in. I'll come back in about a week. I'll give you guys an update. All right, let's go back inside the greenhouse. Nothing like fresh, homegrown herbs. Hey, I want to thank you for watching. Again, I hope you guys are subscribing. Give us a like. Again, this was just to give you an update of what I'm doing to ensure we have an endless supply of fruits and vegetables. This is just a day in the life. Again, it's just what I'm doing. It seems to be working out really well. We have a surplus of tomato plants, basil plants. Here's just an example. And I have another 3 over there. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more tomato plants. And as I said earlier, I have lettuce. This is a nice mix here. And the goal is to keep succession planting. I have this is romaine lettuce. And I do have, where is it? Escarole. I need to get this in the ground. But I didn't want to pick it up because the roots are into that bed. I'm going to clear out a bed over in that back corner over there, and I'll put romaine lettuce in there. I have some kale plants. I have so much kale outside that I'm going to just take those plants out. I have lettuce we've been harvesting over the last couple of months. I'm going to take that out, replant it, which means what? A layer of organic fertilizer and compost. I'll gently mix that in just to the top, 2 inches or less. And remember the last video, these plants are now taller than I am. So anyway, I hope you're enjoying the update and seeing what we've got growing on. Again, today I removed the remaining broccoli I had. We've been enjoying that. I've been steaming it and then putting a little bit of the Pecorino Romano cheese over it. It's just wonderful, and it's so nice to be able to go harvest it. And again, I'm replanting that area with the collard greens because we're in January. Today's actually January 14th. So they'll do really well out there. I have the 4 plants. Might as well get them in the ground. All right, we'll see you at the next video here at my home market garden. All right. Hey, leave me alone. I'm busy farming. Oh, that's a beautiful sound. Whoops. Don't want to waste any of that. It's a non-alcoholic beer. It's thirsty, and I have some more work to do. I have 3 more. I have 3 more fig trees that I need to pot up. And I've already washed all my tools off. They're drying. I'll put them all back in the shed. That's a process in and of itself. All right, succession planting, market garden techniques for the home market gardener. I've said it before, I've grown just about every way possible. In fact, I'll take you back over 8 years ago of a photo inside the greenhouse where I have, actually it was over here, the Kratky method. I had 3, I believe, wooden boxes. Up the center, I had the Dutch buckets. At one time, I had an L-shaped, trying to think where it was. I think it was across the front and down the side. NFT technique. I had grow bags in here. I'll give you a couple of photos just to take a look at to see the progression of my journey in growing organic fruits and vegetables. All right, again, I've said it before, market garden techniques proving to be the best way to grow for me. All right. Here's to your home market garden, and we'll see you next time.